When people think of the Philippines, they often imagine tropical beaches, warm smiles, and delicious food. But buried beneath the surface, especially here in the heart of the Visayas, is a powerful story the world rarely hears. This is a story of warrior kings, tattooed seafarers, and fierce independence. A story that begins long before Magellan ever set foot in Cebu. Welcome to the Visayas, once a maritime empire, now the soul of the Philippines. Long before the Philippines was one nation, the Visayas stood as a bustling crossroads of trade and power. In the 10th century, Chinese, Malay, and Arab traders docked in the natural harbors of Cebu and Panay. They bartered silk and porcelain for gold, pearls, and spices. Local rulers, Rajas, governed these port cities with authority. Raja Humabon in Cebu, Raja Colambu in Limasawa. These were not just chiefs, they were kings, and their warriors? They were the pintados, the painted ones, covered in tattoos that marked each battle fought, each enemy defeated. In 1521, Ferdinand Magellan arrived in Cebu, seeking new lands for Spain and new souls for the church. He met Raja Humabon and converted him to Christianity. But just across the water stood someone who would change history. Lapu-Lapu, Datu of Mactan, refused to bow to any foreign king. On April 27th, he and his men faced the Spanish and killed Magellan in the surf. It was the first known resistance to European colonization in Asia. But conquest eventually came. Spanish forces returned decades later, and the Visayas fell into colonial rule. Yet resistance burned on. Francisco Dagohoy, a Boholano, led the longest uprising in Philippine history, 85 years. Generations passed, but his rebellion endured. Today, the warrior spirit of the Visayas lives on, not in war, but in culture, color, and celebration. Every January, the Sinulog Festival brings Cebu City to life, honoring the Santo Niño, but also echoing ancient dances of the Pintados. In Iloilo, the Dinagyang Festival combines Catholic imagery with indigenous rituals, a reminder of the region's dual heritage. The Visayan languages, Cebuano, Hiligaynon, Waray, are spoken by over 30 million people. Their food is legendary. Their seafaring skills continue in boat-building towns from Leyte to Bohol. The story of the Visayas is not just about the past. It's about identity, about knowing that the Philippines was never merely conquered. It was forged through resistance, adaptation, and pride. For Filipinos, it's a call to remember their roots. For the world, it's an invitation to see beyond the postcard beaches, to the beating heart of a people who once ruled the waves. The Visayan Empire may be forgotten in textbooks, but not here, not now. But there's more to this story. Just beyond the Visayas lies Mindanao. Though often seen as separate, its northern coast speaks the same Cebuano tongue. Its people share seafaring roots and stories of resistance. Yet Mindanao also holds a legacy all its own, of sultanates, of Islam, of unconquered kingdoms, and fierce defenders of faith and land. In part 2, we journey south, to the warrior world of Mindanao.